What's going on, guys? It's Noah from Phone Arena, and in front of us is the Nokia Lumia 530. Microsoft's latest entry-level smartphone has a polycarbonate unibody build, and we're going to see just how durable it is. So as you can see, we've got the Lumia 530 on the left and a household hammer on the right. So let's take a look how the Lumia 530 survives an onslaught with a hammer. Right, so we're going to leave this here and let's start hitting. We're going to start with the flat end of the hammer. And it did not take long for that to go. First thing to go was the display, which is a shame, but for a handset that's about 80 quid, it didn't do too badly. It survived a few hits before the display went. Now let's see what happens when we switch to the hooked edge of the hammer. That's clearly smashed. And it did break very easily. Let's take a closer look. So as you can see, whilst the flat edge of the hammer did do some damage to the internal display, as soon as we switched to the hooked edge, the Lumia 530 shrank away. But that's not all. So the display isn't up to much, but what about the polycarbonate build? Do you know how we're going to test this? First, let's see how it survives a 5-foot drop onto concrete. So now we're staring at a 4.5-foot drop to a concrete driveway, and we're going to see how the Lumia 530 survives being dropped from this height on solid concrete. Out of interest, it's one of its main rivals, the Motorola Moto G from last year, didn't survive too well. Up until this point, although it hadn't been hammered, it didn't do too badly. As soon as it hit the concrete, that was pretty much it for it. So, is the Lumia 530 any better? Let's find out. We're going to do this two ways. We're going to first try and drop it on its screen, see how much it does break, and then we'll try and drop it on the back and see what happens there as well. As you can see, the Lumia 530 is still damaged from our last test, which was the hammer test. To recap that, the internal LCD broke as soon as we used the flat edge of the hammer, and as soon as we switched to the hooked edge, yep, the outer display went as well. So now we're going to turn it around and drop it from a height. Let's take a look. So as you can see, the back cover fell off. There's a little bit more damage to the handset, but so far it's survived. Let's put the back cover back on, and we'll now switch and drop it on its back and see what happens. Right, let's flip it over and get ready to drop it like such so it lands back first on the concrete. And wow, that took a bit of a tumble, went bouncing along, but only the slightest scratch there on the back. Overall, it didn't do too badly. Sadly, it was already broken by the hammer test, and really, well, because it's so broken, we might as well try and push it even further. We're going to run it over. We're going to run it over. Yep. This thing is about to get run over by my car. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. It promises to be epic. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button on this video. Let me know what you thought of the Lumia 530 and of the video in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. And yeah, hit the subscribe button as well. I'll see you in the next video.